a moment in your bones when the fire takes over. Blood is running, heart is pumping as the battle gets closer. They can say what they want now, 'cause we'll be screaming out, we can be heroes everywhere we go. We can have all that we ever want. Swinging like Ali, knocking out bodies, standing on top like a champion. Keep your silver, give me that gold. You'll remember when I say we can be heroes everywhere we go. Keeping us down is impossible. We're unstoppable. Oh, 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 we're unstoppable. We're unstoppable.
Umalis ako sa TNC dahil gusto kong may mapatunayan sa underground at nagkataon naman na naghahanap ng top laner yung team ko ngayon na Barca X-Rage Esports. Siguro yung mga kasama ko ngayon, medyo may mas experience sa mga dati kong ka-team dahil ang mid laner nga namin na si Jaime ay dating nag-champion sa TIP. Dalawa naman sa dating PJS player ng Infuse ang aking ka-team din na si Liar at si XDXP. At tingin ko, mas malaki yung ma-accomplish ko ngayon sa ngayong split na to.
There you have it, magandang gabi mga summoners, and welcome to the 2018 Bacchus Pro Gaming Series Spring Split. Drive your energy. So, sobrang excited ako para sa laban na to. Pero, bago natin pag-usapan yan, syempre, pakilala muna kami bilang casters niyo para sa match na to. Ako si Arctic at Sir Sam. At syempre, kasama ko ngayong gabi si Chisto.
Yan. Inaabangan ko tong match na to. Simula pa ng umaga. I'm very excited to see Naga Esports versus Barca X-Rage Esports. And let's talk about the teams. Like, so go ahead, talk about them. Right? Yung Naga Esports, parang yung Pilipinas, ang laki ng history nila, ang ganda rin ng history nila. So, now, nagbabalik na sila sa PGS, but with a completely new roster, new look, I should say, except for the logo, of course.
Actually, like that analogy kasi if you're gonna look at it from a history standpoint, kasi syempre may mga ups and downs, and I think Naga Esports, they've definitely had their ups and they've had their down, pero it's nice to see they're kind of like, although technically TNC is the Phoenix, pero they're kind of rising from the ashes right now, able to get that second chance, and it's unfinished business for them that they're hoping to settle the split. Meanwhile, for Barca X-Rage Esports, gaya nga ng sinabi ni Lando, I mean, sobrang excited ako for this particular match. Like, across the board, we've had the TME versus Mineski, we've had the TNC versus Infuse. Sa lahat ng mga matches for this first weekend, I mean, to be honest, biases aside, ito yung pinaka-excited ako because for both teams, there's players that I really look forward to. We talked about Naga a bit. Talking about Barca X-Rage Esports, they are the first seed that qualified from the promotionals. And very telling siya sa kung ganong kalaki yung potential nila na mag-thrive sa PGS. Pero, depende pa rin sa magiging performance nila.
And you mentioned the players, right? For Barca X-Rage Esports, isipin mo, sila nga yung new team sa PGS, pero lahat ng players nila, hindi sila alien sa competition. Sanay na itong mga to sa competitive League of Legends. Like Lando mentioned, yung teammate niya, mid laner si Jaime, one of the star players, I should say, of the LCL.
I'm proud of my boy right there.
I mean, you did win.
Yep.
2016 summer.
Good times.
Alongside TFP, but now he's made a transition to pro. As for Naga Esports as well, they also have a college player turned pro player in their top lane. Iconic right there. So we get to see the transition. Maybe they've adjusted to the pro scene, and now we're going to head straight into the pick and ban phase. Let's see what these teams have in store. And I want to highlight Naga Esports and their coach, Red Mayhem Bartolome. I mean, this guy, he just has those strategies that really catch you off guard.
And I'm glad that you brought up coaches kasi it's something na hindi natin usually napapag-usapan. I mean, before we head into these bans real quick, I'd like to touch on that because feeling ko as these splits goes by, ang mas malaki yung nagiging impact na meron kang support staff, whether it be an analyst, whether it be a coach. So I'm really happy to see that we are seeing coaches in the PGS step up. I mean, we've had three finger for Mineski, and then now we have Mayhem for Naga Esports. So I'm really looking forward to seeing how these coaches will affect this particular split. Lalo na sobrang competitive yung lahat ng teams na nakikita ko across the board. Pero let's go ahead and touch on these bans real quick.
Yeah,
First,
dami ko nakikitang bans towards the mid lane, of course. Fizz Morgana, Zoe, Rise as well. Sobrang dami focus. So, parehas na mid laner, matitest talaga yung mga champion pool nila ngayon. But it looks like Barcy XRH Esports, they're gonna be picking the Ornn. Alam na lahat sa Ornn, very effective top laner, very solid na tank. And he's just relevant throughout all of the stages. Whether or not he wins lane, he's still gonna be very, very relevant. As for Naga Esports, very top tier picks right here. Rebenga gonna be playing the Sejuani, very, very solid tank, a lot of CC, and it looks like Neat will be playing this Tahm Kench, gonna try and protect his teammates and just gobble them up whenever they're in trouble.
true. And gaya nga ng sinabi ni Rebenga is back, boys. And pero yun, with the Sejuani lock-in for Rebenga right there, let's go ahead and check out what BRE has, the Vladimir as well as the Janna. So I think it's very clear. I don't think we'll be seeing like something super cheese wherein, I mean, speaking of super cheese, kasi I'm putting it into the context of what we've been seeing in the international scene lately in other regions na, so may mga nakikita pa tayong very, very bizarre picks. I'm not really expecting it from Barcy XRH Esports, maybe potentially from Naga Esports, but I don't want to dive into that just yet until we do see their picks. So yeah, looks like the Kog'Maw though. I mean, Kog'Maw, we have seen that as a very crucial champion to...
Yep, we saw Marky on it perform yesterday, and man, he dealt a lot of damage and didn't even die. Wasn't able to use his passive, unfortunately, but that's actually a good thing on Kog'Maw if you don't use your passive.
Let's go ahead and check out the second rotation of bans though. LeBlanc and Zillion gonna be taken away from Calculated. Meanwhile, para naman sa Barcy XRH Esports, heavy focus on to Liar, Tristana as well as Zavarus. I'd like to touch on Liar real quick kasi nung previous split, I was very vocal about how Infused, they didn't live up to, I mean, yung previous Infused, of course, not the Infused that we have right now. Yung panahon ni XDXB, si Liar, si Sachi, si, who was their mid laner?
Carl.
No, well, yeah, they did have Carl. Pero, kumbaga, they weren't able to live up to the hype of being that first seed nung nakapasok sila sa split. But, there's a lot of discussion lately as to how Liar, with the new team that he has, there's expectation that he might actually perform better with a team that he synergizes well with. Pero it's still yet to be seen as we head into the match. So,
and speaking of team synergy, looking at Naga Esports draft right here, that's a lot of point-and-click CC. That's very, very easy to land. I mean, if you chain properly the Maokai route into the Malzahar ultimate, all along with the Sejuani, you're practically rooted for days. But looking at what Barcy XRH Esports has to respond to this. Of course, Jaime on this Vladimir has a Sanguine pool to potentially get out of trouble. You do have the Janna in the support so that they can knock them away if they get too close. So it'll be a tough task for Barcy XRH Esports to deal with the amount of engage that Naga Esports has right now.
So there you have it, guys. With all said and done, mukhang both sides nakalock in na yung mga compositions nila. Let us know from wherever you're watching, whether sa ating official Facebook page, sa Garena Pro Gaming Series, or whether sa YouTube, sa gaming.youtube.com/pgareena/live, kung sino ang tingin nyo ang mananalo, whether based sa nakita nyong picks or kahit tanggalin natin yung picks. In general, sino yung favorite team nyo dito? Hashtag BRE win ba or hashtag NE win? It's pretty much the new team versus a team that we haven't seen for a bit but is now looking to rise from the ashes and spearhead into a victory.
Yeah, pero kahit nakikita natin yung picks ngayon, Arctic, pagdating sa Summoner's Rift, the picks kind of don't matter. It all comes down to how well you execute, kung paano ka mag-click, paano ka mag-decide once you're in the game, and yun yung pinaka-importante na fact dito.
So there you have it, guys. We'll be heading into the game in just a little bit. Ayan na nga po mga kaibigan. Looks like this is it as we head into Game 1. Once again, ito ang magiging laban between Barcy XRH Esports versus Naga Esports. Who will pull through and get that first win in this best of 3? Malalaman natin yan as we head on to the Rift.
Yeah, but of course, sinabi mo, Arctic, the PGS, we've now moved into a best of 3 format, so that means teams, they will be even more competitive now, and this first game, it will be a sort of feeling out process. This is the first time both of these teams are meeting, and there's a lot of hype surrounding both teams, really, because it's Naga returning. It's Barcy XRH, the newest team to enter the pro gaming series, I should say. So they're a fairly young team, I should say. So there's a lot of hype surrounding them, and I'd be very interested to see how they perform now that they've made it to the highest level of competition in the country.
And to be personal observation ko lang to. If you can look at Barsex Rage Esports and Naga Esports, I feel like they're kind of opposites going into this game. Barsex Rage Esports, we know each and every single player to be mechanically gifted. I mean, I've been championing how XDXP was an excellent leader for Infused Esports nung nag-promotional sila. Didn't really work out during the actual split, but still, there is that potential right there. Same as Liar, gaya ng sinabi ko, there is that hype na he's working with a team that he's much more comfortable with. And Jaime proving himself in the LCL. So, across the board, nakikita natin yung individual prowess. Pero, I still have doubts as to whether or not they could match the macro play and strategy and knowledge that Naga Esports brings to the table. Because for Naga, I mean, it's without a doubt, like you mentioned, Mayhem, one of those coaches to really look out for going into the PGS. Not just him, but the players in general, wherein almost every single player here has a good grasp of the game. In terms of talent, there's definitely talent, but will it match up to the prowess that Barcy X Rage Esports has? So, it's almost polar opposites both sides. And sa makikita nating laban ngayon, dito natin matutukoy kung sino ang masalamang based sa kung anong strength nila going into the PGS.
And I actually want to go ahead and talk about a specific matchup right here. In the top lane, we have from Naga Esports Iconic, a rookie into the PGS facing off against Lando. And Lando as a player, we all know, even during his TNC days, is a very, very strong top laner. And now Iconic, he's fairly new into the PGS. He is the rookie, so I'm wondering how well he can match up to the PGS experience that Lando has.
True. And at the end of the day, though, I mean, looking at Naga Esports, because even with Iconic being new in general to the pro scene, this is probably a team that's a delight to look at and witness and watch on the Rift in terms of, because you know these are guys that work very, very well together. Kumbaga, based on experience, a lot of the issues that some teams have, yung may factor na if they don't perform as well, they're not able to communicate properly kung paano sila makakapag-improve. Tapos nagkakaroon ng point na pwedeng nagkakaroon ng umayan or talagang they just lose their groove throughout the split. And we've seen some teams go through that struggle. But I think Naga Esports, they have a different maturity working for them. And it comes from not only just the players, but I feel like the organization in general, just because of their work ethic, there's high expectations in that aspect. So,
Oh,
still,
look, mid lane.
Ooh, is this going to lead to a gank though? XDXP looking for that last sync round. Will jump in, doesn't get the connect onto Calculated though. We'll have to walk away though. So no successful ganks in the mid lane for the meantime for Barcy X Rage Esports.
Yeah, but I have to touch on your point, Arctic, where you mentioned the maturity from the Naga Esports players. I have to talk about the Barcy X Rage Esports players as well. I mean, none of these players seem to be strangers to competition. Of course, they do have PGS experience. Lando, XDXP, and Liar, not really new to the scene. And Jaime as well, not new to competitive League of Legends. And their support as well, very, very
sobrang active.
Sobrang active among amateur tournaments, I should say. But now they've made the jump to pro. It's now a matter of proving themselves and really showing the country why they belong here, why they deserve to be part of the pro gaming series.
And that's what I love about this matchup right here. Kung titingnan natin yung dalawang teams na to, they all have very different stories. They have very different expectations working for them. XDXB though, elastic slingshot right in. Looks like he will get the connect onto Neep. Does manage to drag him back in. I don't think this will lead to any particular takedowns though. Just a few hits here and there, but still nothing that leads to a first blood just yet.
Yeah, there's really not much choice for XDXP to go for in the bot lane because if they do try and lock down Luxuria on the Kog'Maw, Neep will just eat him up and then he'll walk away. He'll walk away just safely. Ooh. So you really don't have that much of a choice but to go for the Tahm Kench, and given that your support is a Janna, you won't have enough follow-up CC to actually lock him down long enough to kill him because Tahm Kench is a very, very tanky champion with the Grey health as well.
Meanwhile, looking towards top side, I mean, it's Maokai versus an Orange, so I'm not really expecting as much. But whoa, speaking of not expecting much, that will be a knockup coming in from Lando. Goes straight for Iconic. Really wants to get as much damage as he can onto the top laner of Naga Esports. Pero mukhang makontento muna siya sa ginawa niya, and that will force Iconic to make a recall back to base.
Yeah, and Lando, he's welcoming Iconic into the PGS.
Yeah,
That's basically what it is.
welcome, brother. Laning phase, just really bringing the heat early on within the first few minutes of this game. Pero take note, guys, Lando already at level 6. So ito na yung phase na with ultimates almost up for everybody across the board. Bot lane, medyo probably within the next 2 to 3. That's where I'm really expecting things to just pop up for both sides.
Yeah, we're still waiting for First Blood to happen across the rift here, and now that everybody's gaining their ultimates, that means for Naga Esports, you have those ultimates to watch out for. Of course, the Nether Grasp on the Malzahar, very, very tricky to get away against in the early stages of the game, and Rebenga as well on the Sejuani. Once he gets the Glacial Prison, he's going to want to go for more of these ganks, but looking at the laners for Barca X-Ray Esports, there's a lot of safety. Ornn, he has CC immunity coming from his W. Vladimir has the escape in the Sangri pool, and bot lane as well. All safe lanes for Barca X-Ray Esports. So the question now, can Naga find and engage now that they have their power spikes, now that they have their tools to lock down the members coming from BRE?
I'm wondering, will we be seeing that translate in the form of ganks potentially coming in from Rebenga? Because he's running as Sejuani and has that level 6, has that Glacial Prison now. So,
He is hovering top lane.
ooh, is this going to lead to it? Lando might have to be careful here, though.
Yeah, we're going to see a gank.
And there you go, Rebenga gonna go straight in. Are they gonna get Lando though? They are going for the chase, pero that will be the route onto Lando. Teleport gonna be coming
There's
in
no flash
from
on
Jaime.
Iconic.
He will continue. That will be the two-man knockup. Won't connect though. Root right in the nick of time. Connecting onto Jaime. Jaime will try to back away. That will force a flash from him. And no casualties still.
Yeah, very close margins right there. And what a smart play by Rebenga to stop Ornn, to make him unable. But there's a gank.
Yo, XDXB likes the slingshot. Does not
Oh, they're
connect
separated.
onto Luxuria though. Luxuria does get separated from Neat though. Luxuria will run for dear life. Take note, Flash as well as heal is up for him. There's still a lot of tools that he can work with to try to make the escape. And that will be the flash indeed. XDXB goes straight in. He is running a little bit low there. Gets devoured by Neep. But still, they are on the chase. That will be the passive going to be procced up for XDXB. Luxuria very low on health, but still does manage to retreat under turret. And
They
still...
have to watch out. Calculator's here.
Oh no, Calculated looks like he smells it. Is gonna go for it. Rebenga as well. That will be the lockdown and first blood going to Naga Esports.
Yeah, got him right there. And like I mentioned, this early into the game, it's very hard to get away from Malzahar's ultimate. And the response from Naga Esports was so fast. BRE just a bit late to the collapse.
Man, Barca X-Rage Esports committing all the way, but unfortunately, dahil sa commitment ngayon, gave a lot of time para dito sa Naga Esports na rumisponde sa bot lane, and worked out well for them. That first blood, not to
Speaking of
mention...
responses,
Okay, Sanguine Pool coming in on from Jaime Neep. Making that rotation towards mid lane. We are starting to see the pressure across the board coming in from Naga Esports, and as far as expectations, this is what I've been expecting from such a team.
yeah, and looking at the bot lane, like I mentioned, you really don't have another choice rather than to go for Neep Stomp Kench, because if you try to go for Luxurious Kog'Maw, Neep will just eat him away and you're safe. And unfortunately for Barca X-Rage Esports, there wasn't enough CC to lock him down. Look at the Janus, she burned the Zephyr, she burned the exhaust just to chase down Luxuria, and there wasn't enough lockdown CC to actually give Lyra an opportunity to dish out enough DPS to take him down.
And kung isipin mo, partida pa yun na nahiwalay nila si Luxuria as well as Neep. But that chase was just way too long. And I'd have to agree with you. There really wasn't anything that they could work with aside from Shana on this Janna to try to lock down Luxuria to make sure that they get that takedown. And it just gave a lot of avenue for Luxuria to just walk casually back under turret, survive yet another day. And syempre bonus pa na sa kanya napunta yung kill.
Yeah, but it is just first blood. There are still ways that Barca X-Rage Esports can get into this game and possibly pick up kills and translate those into objectives. It's not that big of a lead yet, but it is still a lead for Naga Esports.
A little bit of a knock there coming in from Shana. Vision has been established towards this bot side here. Blue buff will be passed on to Jaime. Still waiting for a bit more proactivity coming in from Barca X-Rage Esports. Proactivity in the sense that actually leads to results, whether it be a takedown, whether it be an objective. Because we have seen some attempts, but hasn't led to anything particularly fruitful para dito sa Bar 6 RG Sports.
Yeah, but that's the name of the game. You really need to play proactively. You need to constantly be pressuring your opponent. And BRE, they do have the tools to do this, but I think the response from Naga is just so it's so well played.
Right. And for bot lane right here, I mean, let's go ahead and see here. Looks like Liar will get a bit of damage there, but you see that? That's the protection from Neep. I mean, Tom Kench could just throw up computation, all the damage that you can throw. As soon as he devours, is able to get Luxuria into a safer distance, then your window of opportunity closes from there on out.
And like I mentioned, you don't have much of a choice, especially versus Tom Kench. And I think that's one of the reasons why Tom Kench is such a top-tier support pick right now. It allows these hyper carries to really just have a very safe laning phase and scale towards the late game.
Go ahead and see. Looks like XDXP is lingering towards the spot side. Calculated is within 4 and Terry. Is he going to be jumping in onto XDXP though? That is something that does interest me. They do have vision into that brush. Jaime might be walking in onto this. Actually manages to dodge the silence and will escape rather safely.
Yeah, so things have slowed down a bit here. I do believe Rubenga, he's going to want to look for a gank. Around this time, he does have the Glacial Prison up. So XDXP, how can you counter gank?
Oh, Calculated just going to get quite a bit of damage there onto Jaime. He has to be a little bit more careful though. If he gets that Nether Grass, he may potentially go down. I mean, even with all the sustain in the world, if you can't work around the damage, and boom, down he goes. Calculated with the flash. Nether Grass gets the kill.
Solo kill right there for Calculated. He was just styling on Jaime's Vladimir. That was a bit of disrespect, I should say, just walking up even though he didn't have enough HP yet. So well played by Naga's mid laner.
Let's go ahead and see them. Meanwhile, so far so good for Naga Esports. Small of a lead in terms of gold, not particularly significant just yet. Pretty much, it's just pretty much manifesting from the 2 kills that we've seen. I mean, CS is, except for mid lane, I think it's kind of leaning towards Calculated at this point, 94 to 120. But other than that, across the board for top, for bot lane, still pretty equal.
Yeah, and I think this is really just the strength of Malzahar in the current meta. He's very simple champion to play. And until BRE picks up some QSSs, there's really not much he can do to escape versus all the CC options that Naga Esports lineup has.
Yeah, I mean, with the Smalkai, with the Sejuani, and Nethergrass from Malzahar, worst come to worst, along with that extra protection from Neat on this Tom Kench. It's very well-rounded what Naga Esports is working with here.
Speaking of well-rounded, Rubenga, he snuck up in the mid lane. I do believe BRE know this though.
Is he going to try for something? XDXP going to walk in onto it. Hesitates a little bit and will indeed catch Rubenga in that brush. Will this lead to a fight? Though that will be a stun onto XDXP. Here comes Neep. Makes the full
everyone's
right
here.
there. It looks like the numbers advantage is working in Naga Esports' favor. This might be big. Longo tries to get a knockup. That will be a 2-man knockup onto the members of Naga Esports. Doesn't really help their cause.
Look at that lockdown.
And that will be a full lockdown. 2 members of RTX Rage Esports are down. And looks like they will get the cherry on top by getting first turret of the game.
Look at how fast Naga Esports collapsed on that. It's like they almost knew. And they were very, very quick to responding to the move that Barcy X Rage Esports made. Unfortunately for the bot lane, Lyra and Shanna a bit late to respond to the rest of their team. And just like that, Naga Esports, they go up 4-0 in kills.
Man, oh man, Naga Esports, whatever they've been doing these past few months, the synergy is quite remarkable. And we're talking about a team that was expected to have this level of communication, this level of strategy during the promotionals. But the duration from promotionals going into this game right here, I'm seeing an even larger improvement.
Yeah, and right now questions are being asked from BRE. How are you going to respond to this? It looks like Naga are beginning to run away with this. They need to get on the board. They need to start pressuring Naga Esports into possibly making a mistake, but they're playing so cleanly. It just looks like Barcy X Rage Esports look a bit outmatched.
I have to agree with you there. And if you're going to look at how Naga Esports has been playing, they've basically been dictating the flow of this game thus far. If anything, medyo napo-force na tong Barcy X Rage Esports into a position na mas nagiging responsive na lang sila sa kung anong ginagawa ng Naga Esports. And we haven't seen that much proactivity from them anymore. Kumbaga, it's kind of a stalemate they're playing at right now, wherein we're not seeing any particular game plan, any proactivity, any form of movement to try to at least get things back onto balance with Naga Esports. Kasi kung wala silang mahanap na solution to try to match up with Naga Esports in terms of the lead that they have right now, I'm kind of worried for BRE.
Yeah, but I have to tell you, Arthur, BRE right now, they're definitely trying to look for that opening. They're biding the time, and if Naga Esports messes up, I believe Varsity can go and move to punish that.
Yeah, but with that being said, Naga Esports, like you've been saying, they've been playing this a little bit more on the cleaner side. So, yung window of opportunity for Barca X Rage Esports to wait for mistakes from Naga Esports, I don't think those windows of opportunity would come as often as if you're facing other PGS teams, perhaps. So, that's kind of a worry here for Barca X Rage Esports, wherein hindi sila pwedeng mag-rely lang sa mag-antay lang sila na magkamaling Naga Esports. They have to try to find a scenario wherein they proactively make a play that they know they could swing in their favor.
Yeah, but they definitely do have the tools to look for that
Definitely.
fight. They have the engage in the Ornn, in the Zac. It's just a matter of looking for that engage, but that's very, very hard to do versus the lineup that Naga Esports has. And given that they've secured a bit of a lead right here,
And
already some core items being completed from Naga Esports side. The Ginsu's Rage Blade already on Luxury, and the Morello Nomicon and Haunting guys from Calculated. Now they're going to be able to pressure even more.
And I guess in credit naman kay XDXP, we have seen attempts from him within the first 10 minutes of the game to get an elastic slingshot in onto Infused Esports to try to make a play. It's just that none of those particular plays has led to anything fruitful within those 3 minutes.
Lando's teleporting.
Oh,
He's flanked behind them.
Is this going to lead to a bigger
it's been
fight that
cancelled.
could sway things into Barca X Rage Esports' favor? That will be XDXP going for the elastic slingshot in. Naga Esports, they are looking for that opportunity, but they're going to get a full lockdown onto Jaime as he goes down. The rest of the 3 members that are forced to defend, will they be able to defend this turret, though? Numbers are working in Any's favor. Calculated, take note, he is a little bit on the lower side, but XDXP goes straight for the jump in, isn't able to isolate any of the members of Naga Esports.
Oh,
And that
that's
will
it.
be Luxuria going in. Liar prolongs the inevitable. Luxuria gets the kill. Now on a killing spree. Shana looks like will survive, but still with a total of 3 members as a casualty from BRE. Only, or actually 2 casualties, only increases Naga Esports' resolve to get a win.
Look at the execution right there from Naga Esports. Lando, we saw him channel his teleport by Iconic. He burned his flash even way up there in the top lane just to cancel that. And BRD still went for the fight even though the teleport got cancelled. Naga Esports were able to kite back properly, and once the fight happened, immediately after the engage from Jaime, all of the CC went to him. He was locked down instantly. Look at this. Jaime will pull in, flash in. The moment he gets out of pool, all of the CCs layered onto that Vladimir. And with him out of the fight, there's no way that BRE can win the back end of this. This is just great team fight execution and communication from Naga.
Man, and with Naga Esports...
Look at that. Just complete
amazing.
denial.
And what I like about what Naga Esports is doing, kung papanoorin nyo kung paano sila gumalaw whenever they make plays, they're always on the same page. I really like the coordination, the communication that's working for this team. And clearly, this is a foundation that they were able to establish
They're going
amidst
for
the
more.
practices that they've been going through thus far within these past few weeks. But oh no, XDXP caught in a very awkward position. Here comes Jaime though. We'll try to help his jungler out. We'll be able to walk away safely though. Pero with what's going on here thus far, medyo tricky to para sa BRE kasi nakapag-establish na yung Naga Esports ng control dito sa Baron side and sa jungle side din ng BRE.
Yeah, this is a scary part. If Naga transitions into the mid game, their macro will just eat you alive. They're beginning to rotate around the map. They're gonna take down tower after tower, and there is still no response coming from BRE. They haven't taken down a single tower or an objective on the map or even a kill. Naga Esports is playing cleanly at the moment.
Macro is the name of the game for Naga Esports right now. And what's worrying here for BRE, we're looking for attempts wherein they could try to counter
They were
this.
trying to go for an attempt, but
Yeah.
Naga just stopped them in their tracks.
I guess it ultimately comes down to Naga Esports. They know what to do. They know what they should be doing across the map. They know what place they should be going for. And again, it's just a position where in Varsity X Rage Esports continuously being responsive.
Yeah, but they are going to try and look for that engage. Unfortunately for them, it just hasn't happened yet, but they're definitely trying to claw their way back into the game. It's a matter of how long they can hold off, because I don't think Naga Esports will give them that breathing room that they want.
Not at all. And if you're going to look at things, Naga Esports, they're up on everything, whether be it in terms of kills, in terms of turrets taken, we're not even seeing, we haven't seen a single dragon taken in this game thus far, by the way. So it's just Naga Esports working methodically towards all that's happening for them across this map. And very well played, I gotta say.
It's still a perfect game, actually. No towers, no deaths, and no dragons being given up. So they're working on a perfect game.
Very cleanly played here for Naga Esports. And okay, there we go. Just when I was saying Dragon hasn't been taken yet, looks like Naga Esports has heard my prayers. First Dragon of the game taken by NE.
You were praying for them to take Dragon?
At least everybody wants to get noticed at some point in the game. And that's 20 minutes into the game. Dragon wasn't being given any attention by either side until that opportunity right there when hey, yeah, we have great control of the map already. Let's go for Dragon.
All right. That works out for me, but things are working out on the map as well for Naga Esports. They're setting up the waves very, very well. And like you mentioned, Barcy, they look like more of the reactive team.
And with this reactiveness, I mean, there's only so much that you can do when you're in a reactive position. And if they're gonna allow Naga Esports to continue to dictate the tempo of this game, unti-unti silang mauubusan ng resources to try to even get back onto equal ground with Naga Esports, because they're just gonna continue to choke them out, whether it be in terms of these objectives, these camps that they could potentially farm. If anything, in Barca X-Rage Esports, it's gonna come to a point wherein they might only have to rely on whatever waves come in on them.
Yeah,
and that's not a position you want to be in.
Looking at this, 22 minutes into the game, I think Naga Esports is going to try to look for a kill here.
Oh, Jaime gets isolated.
Oh, no more pull!
And that will be a potential wall. Naga Esports pull the trigger. No, they allow Jaime to make that escape. Here comes Lando, though. Will he get that connect onto Calculated? Does manage to weave around it right away. Shana actually popping a moment of stasis there. Probably a little bit of a misclick, but still.
Very interesting choice. Okay, now, the teleport has been burned by Lando, so that's less pressure being applied to the map. But Lando, he has to match the push coming from Iconic. So, if a fight happens here in the Baron, BRE, they do not have teleport, whereas the Maokai does. How can they respond to this?
And take note, Calls of Forge God is also gone for
that's
Lando.
Free.
So there's not really much BRE can use as far as utility in their kit with their champions, and that will be a clean take for Naga Esports. Baron Nashor is theirs.
So such a clean and well-executed play coming from Naga Esports. They baited at the Baron, tried and forced TP coming from the Ornn, and with that burned, Iconic was just free to push the ball lane in. If a fight did start, that means BRE would have been put in a 4v5 position, a disadvantage in the Baron pit, and they didn't want to risk it. So that gives Naga Esports a free Baron. I think they're going to be able to take a lot from this.
And I have to agree with you there. Naga Esports, they were able to... I mean, it's not just like, hey, let's just blindly go for Baron. They were able to set it off across the map. There were so many waves pushing in across the board onto the side of BRE that they were kind of forced to deal with that. And as soon as they went into that position wherein they were divided to deal with whatever's pushing into their lane, boom, there goes Naga Esports to take that Baron.
Yeah, and now 23 minutes into the game, Naga Esports 6-0 up in kills. They're still constantly pushing all of the towers from BRE. I think they're going to try and go for something.
Ooh, Calculated. Looks like he's going to try to walk away. That's going to be the Nether Grasp on to Liar, but still, actually, Shana able to cancel out the continuation right there. Liar finally getting that one kill, but still at the cost of his life as Iconic gets the return kill in exchange. Double kill for Iconic right there. Looks like Naga Esports, they're not done just yet. XDXB trying to run for dear life alongside Lando. Gets devoured. Here comes Jaime as well. Will he be able to save his fallen comrade? The numbers advantage is definitely working in Naga Esports' favor. The rest of Barca Exploration, they're trying to walk away. Elastic Slingshot in right there, but I don't think XDXB will manage to survive. Actually, forced to flash away. Jaime does get the kill onto Rebenga, but still, Luxuria gets the return kill in exchange, which ultimately ends, take note, in a 3-for-2, still in favor of Naga Esports.
Yeah, Naga Esports, the tank's doing so much work right there. Rebenga on point with his Arctic Assault, just denying all of the Elastic Slingshots coming from XDXB. Zach, that was just very well played, but in that fight, Liar went down very, very early, and with Luxuria still alive, the DPS was still there for Naga. Barca X-Rage Esports, they just had no business taking the rest of that fight.
Man, oh man, I'm kind of worried for BRE at this point. Let's go ahead and check out what happened in the replay, though.
Yeah, this is Karkid getting caught out. Unfortunately, that did give up the perfect game for Naga, but looking at how the rest of this panned out, Liar got so low and just got immediately locked down. But now, Naga, they're just buying time. These are all so tanky members. They're waiting for the Kog'Maw to arrive. And once Luxuria comes to this fight, it's either kill him or he kills you. And look what happens. Luxuria just absolutely shreds through the rest of BRE. Jaime, there's nothing he can do here.
Ooh. And with that, Jaime, in all fairness, he does get that kill onto Rebenga, but still, at the end of the day, whether or not it actually puts them back on the map, onto equal ground with Naga Esports, that's not really a climb that they're making right now.
And after that fight right there, 26 minutes into the game, already a 10k goal lead by Naga. That is huge this early into the game.
This is absolutely massive. And I mean, in these type of scenarios, you'd kind of hope that there are going to be those windows of opportunity for BRE, X-Rage Esports to get back into the game. But I gotta say, with Naga Esports, they've been able to do whatever they want across the map. And we kind of see BRE in a position wherein they're not really sure with how to deal with it. There are attempts, but it hasn't led to anything fruitful whatsoever. And this is a point wherein I think BRE, they might want to rethink their game plan going into the next game, because at this point, I don't really see any form of comeback from BRE. You'd hope for it, but realistically, that percentage is quite slim.
Yeah, but of course, like you mentioned, they've got to be thinking about the next game, the PGS. We've now switched into a new format. If you haven't been informed yet, this is now a best-of-3 series between all of these teams. So each team has to win 2 games if they want to get all of the points that they need to rise up in the standings. So BRE, this first game looks very, very grim for them, but they can definitely adjust for the next one.
Will this be the last stand, though, for BRE X-Rage Esports? We do see the rest of Naga Esports. Like to start na sila mag-converge dito sa top side. They are looking for turrets to inhibitor turrets to take down so that they could try to get full control, full takedowns on whatever defenses lie left for BRE. Let's go ahead and see, though. Naga Esports are just waiting for those waves to push in.
We're going to see a fight.
Oh, XDXB tries to go in again, gets denied by Rebenga. They do get the pull in onto that Tedwani, but still not able to get any solid follow-ups.
That looks so frustrating for XDXB. Every time he tries to go for an engage, Rebenga, he's just waiting. Once you see the elastic slingshot come out, he's just going to boop the Zac out of the air.
And you know what's kind of frustrating here especially? Let's say even if XDXP gets an elastic slingshot into the members of Naga Esports, I mean, it's not just the Arctic Assault. Iconic could easily just throw an ultimate to deter them, and Neep could easily protect whoever targets BRE X-Rage Esports tries to go for. So, again, I've been talking about how well-rounded this composition Naga Esports has, and
look at that, they try to go for it again.
I kind of hate to say it, but it's like Naga Esports, they're playing BRE like an open book at this point, but this might be another fight right here. XDX
got a top edge.
Liar actually gets the kill onto Neep, not able to get that thick skin up and running. Looks like BRE, will they manage to sway this fight in their favor? Rebenga is kind of low, but same goes for Jaime. He's the next to fall. Iconic now on a rampage, so is Luxuria.
Oh,
now unstoppable. Lots of members of BRE falling one by one. Lando, the only surviving member alongside XDXP. Will he make it out alive though? Still numbers are working in Eddie's favor. It's 3 members collapsing onto this one Orin. Even as a tank, he goes down. Iconic now unstoppable.
Yeah, they got Luxuria right there, but all the tanks from Naga Esports are still alive. BRE, they don't have enough damage to deal with the tanky members. Look, Iconic and Rebenga are still full HP after the fight. That is massive.
And, I mean, especially if you're going to consider how Iconic, he's running a tanky Maokai, but he got a lot of those kills in those fights. I mean, look at the KDA, 503 on a Maokai. It's not really a good position to be in for BRE, but for Iconic, very much more welcome to.
Yeah, let's go ahead and check out the replay of this fight. All of the safety tools was burned onto Rebenga, so this signals BRE. Maybe you can go for a fight. There's no more peel left. There's no more Tom Genji left to protect Luxuria, so they go all or nothing onto the Kog'Maw, and everyone just hops on them. They were able to take him down, but the tanky members just does so much work here, and even before the Kog'Maw went down, he was able to dish out so much damage, and they were able to kill the Xayah, and that really sealed the fight for Naga.
And with all said and done, in all fairness though, that was a fight wherein we did see a little bit of fight that we did see those small moments that worked in BRE's favor. But the tricky part is, even though they did get a good start to that fight, because of how behind they are, it was just Naga Esports milling them through towards the end because of how far ahead they've managed to establish their lead at
Oh,
this
they're
point.
baiting. They're going to force BRE to face check here. Somebody has to do it.
You have to be careful here. Looks like XTXP along with Shauna might be a prime target here. Shauna has to be very, very careful.
Somebody has to.
Ooh, Rebenga looks
Nobody
like
does.
who gets spotted out will be clearing out Vision. Jaime, along with the rest of the members of BRE Lily, see
Let's
that
be a pick.
opportunity right there. They isolate
got
Rebenga
it.
and they get that takedown right there. Meanwhile, Neep, he is going to try to walk away. The rest of BRE, will they be able to land that knockup? Indeed, that is the case. Neep might be the next to fall here. He's trying to make
they've
an
got
escape,
two.
but no, he just gets collapsed on by the members of BRE and looks like, and finally, what appears to be a winning fight for BRE, they go for a Baron.
Yeah, with the jungler gone, BRE, they're going to want to go for this Baron. Luxuria, though, he's going to try and poke them away. Oh, they're going to turn for the fight.
Ooh, Liar actually getting the kill.
Oh, this is very interesting,
What is
Arctic.
going on? BRE suddenly managing to reverse things right here. Luxuria, he's trying the best that he can. Will he be able to get that small window to get a steal? No, looks like Jaime will manage to scare it. Meanwhile, take note, Iconic is
Okay.
getting a push here onto this
Will he get it?
inhibitor.
He got
and
it.
he gets it, but still. Wow, I mean, I'd have to make a quick apology. I was talking about how BRE might want to think about going into the next game, but they're showing signs of fight. Never say never.
They want to go to the next game with a win, man. That's what they're thinking about. Oh, will Iconic get caught out here?
Oh, Iconic, he's trying to run this out. Let's see, are any members? Looks like Rebenga is slowly making his way. BRE will restrain themselves for the meantime. They don't want to overpush their boundaries. They do have Baron. Pero, tingnan natin kung ano yung makukuha nilang value with this Baron on their side. Because the tricky part here is that BRE, are they going to end up restraining themselves into just using it for defense? Because once that Baron is down, we go back to that same scenario.
I really don't think they have much of a choice rather than to use it for defense, because even though they were able to get that pick onto Rebenga around the blue buff area of their jungle, they're still very, very far behind here. And if they try and take a fight, they have to watch out for so many more threats, because Naga Esports lineup, if they are clumped together, if they are grouped up, it's very, very hard to get to the carries. There's so much protection going on for Luxurious Kog'Maw right now. So BRE, they have a lot of obstacles to try and hop over.
Let's go ahead and see Naga Esports with that. I wouldn't even say it's a fully lost team fight. It's actually more of a skirmish because it wasn't really a full ace, in all fairness to them. But this really, we're seeing Naga Esports doesn't deter them. They're going back to the initial control, establishing vision across the board onto the side of BRE, just so that they have a good read of where the rest of BRE is across the map.
They're going to try. I mean, they have Baron. They're going to try and push up now.
Oh, Call of the Forge Gun coming in, gets a knockup onto Luxuria, but that will be Neep to save his ADC. Shauna starting to back away. They are trying to go for the
Luxuria.
run in the front line. XDXP coming in. Jaime gets the kill onto Neep. Luxuria gets focused.
got a Kog'Maw!
They get the kill. Wow, 3 members of Naga Esports are down right now, ladies and gentlemen, without a single casualty from BRE. What is going on? The reverse is real.
They're turning this around and Iconic. How can you defend this? You're only a Maokai, and I think BRE, they're going to try to get as much value as they can from this Baron buff. Just how much can they take from Naga?
Wow.
What a complete turnaround.
Man, I guess never say never indeed. I mean, this is the type of mindset that you have to have when you're in the PGS. Even though you're in such a dire position, you want to still look at the positive. And it's really
Call of the
working.
Forge God.
Call of the Forge God. Who will it connect on?
Need to get calculated.
They're going for calculated.
Oh
as
my
well.
God.
Only 2 members of Naga Esports. That's calculated. He goes down. Iconic. He's trying to run away, but looks like BRE, they're going to content themselves with going
Looks
straight
like it's up
for
in
the
2 seconds.
inhibitor. Naga Esports, will they be able to defend? Looks like BRE will go back for the meantime. They have to defend their base as well. Take note, that is a heavy wave pushing it out to their next. We're going and see what happens.
Look at this team fight. This is Barcy X-Rage Esports using the tools they have for Engage. And right now, since Luxuria is already out from Tom Kench Devour, they're able to pick off the right targets. And the moment they take down Luxuria, there's so much aggression from Barcy X-Rage Esports. The moment Kog'Maw is down, the team fight is won for them, and they take everything. Whew, just everything.
Oh, Jaime, he has to be careful as he's getting chased down by Neep. Does manage to slow him down, though.
Oh, no.
But here comes Iconic and Rebenga. Jaime, will he manage to escape? Look at the ultimate crawling in, coming in from Iconic.
We're gonna see another fight.
Sanguine Pool for the pool. That does force Naga Esports into a fight under turret. Take note, those are a lot of tanky members, though. Jaime, that will be a moment of stasis. Will he manage to survive, though? No, looks like he gets taken down. Shutdown coming in from Luxuria. And, oh no, things are looking dire. Will BRE be able to defend? Looks
I don't
Naga
Big Can
Esports,
Arctic.
they're going to try to close out this game. BRE losing out on a lot of damage here as Liar's down, Haim is down. Only 3 members, 2 tanks, and a support to defend the base. Naga Esports, they're looking to finish. That's going to be Nexus turret number 2. That goes
Oh my god, I think that's it.
Whoa, that will be the spread out coming in from Shauna to try to defend as hard as she can. Liar is up and running. Naga Esports goes straight for the Nexus. They're looking to finish this game, and there you have it, folks. Ladies and gentlemen, game 1 goes to the peeps with unfinished business, Naga Esports.
I'm speechless after that ending arc. If you want to see a way to fight back from being 10k gold down, watch this game. Just look at the way Barcy XRH Esports. I have so much respect for them right now. Even though they were put in a very, very dire situation, things look so bad for them, but they fought back, unfortunately, just at the end. Naga Esports were able to bring it all together, bring it all back, and come out with the win, but that game was still very close.
Yeah, and I gotta say, I've been proven wrong right there. I have to give my apologies because, kumbaga, yung sinasabi ko kanina, yung thinking about what you want to do to the next game, when you're in the game, you'd always want to keep that mindset that we're in it to win it no matter what, no matter how dire the circumstance, and that's what BRE has shown. Sure, they might have lost, but I love the fact that they continue to have that resolve to try to work things into their favor, and they did have that moment into the later parts of the game.
Yeah, but of course, this is a best of 3 series because of the new format in the PGS. We will be taking a short break before we head on to the second match of this best of 3. We have been your shoutcasters. My name is Chisto, and with me is Arctic. We'll be right back.
Things into Barcy XRH Esports' favor. That will be XDXB going for the elastic slingshot in. Naga Esports, they are looking for that opportunity, but they're getting a full lockdown onto Jaime as he goes down. The rest of the 3 members that are forced to defend. Will they be able to defend this turret? Though numbers are working in Eddie's favor. Calculated takeout, he is a little bit on the lower side, but XDXB goes straight for the jump in. Isn't able to isolate any of the members of Naga Esports. Luxuria going in. Liar belongs to the inevitable. Luxuria gets the kill. Now on a killing spree. Shana
try to go for something.
Looks like he's going to try to walk away. That's going to be another grasp on to Liar, but still, actually, Shauna able to cancel out the continuation right there. Liar finally getting that 1 kill, but still at the cost of his life as Iconic gets the return kill in exchange. Double kill for Iconic right there. Looks like Naga Esports, they're not done just yet. XDXB trying to run for dear life alongside Lando. Gets devoured. Here comes Jaime as well. Will he be able to save Strong Comrade? The numbers advantage is definitely working in Naga Esports' favor. The rest of RCX Racers, they're trying to walk away. Lasting slingshot in right there, but I don't think XDXB will manage to survive. Actually, forced to flash away. Jaime does get the kill onto Revenga, but still, Luxuria gets the save. But it's like Naga Esports, they're playing BRE like an open book. But this might be another fight right here. XDXB got it up. Liar actually gets the kill onto Neep, not able to get that thick skin up and running. Looks like BRE, will they manage to sway this fight in their favor? Revenga is kind of low, but same goes for Jaime. He's the next to fall. Iconic now on a rampage. So is Luxuria. Unstoppable. Lots of members of BRE falling one by one. Lando, the only surviving member alongside XDXB. Will he make it out alive though? Still numbers are working in Eddie's favor. It's 3 members collapsing onto this one, or even as a tank. He goes down. Iconic now on Luxuria, but that will be Neep to save his ADC. Shauna starting to back away. They are trying to go for the front line. XDXB coming in. Jaime gets the kill onto Neep. Luxuria gets got a BRE. They get the kill. Wow, 3 members of Naga Esports are down right now, ladies and gentlemen, without single casualty from BRE. What is going on? The return is real.
They're turning this around and they're calling.
That does force Naga Esports into a fight under turret. Take note, those are a lot of tanky members though. Jaime, that will be a moment of stasis. Will he manage to survive though? No, looks like he gets taken down. Shutdown coming in from Luxuria. And oh no, things are looking dire. Will BRE be able to defend? Looks like Naga Esports, they're going to try to close out this game. BRE losing out a lot of damage here as Liar's down, Jaime is down. Only 3 members, 2 tanks, and a support to defend the base. Naga Esports, they're looking to finish. That's going to be Nexus turret number 2. That goes
Oh my god, I think that's it.
Whoa, that will be the spread out coming in from Shauna to try to defend as hard as she can. Liar is up and running. Naga Esports goes straight for the Nexus. They're looking to finish this game, and there you have it, folks. Ladies and gentlemen, game 1 goes to the teams with unfinished business, Naga Esports.
I'm speechless after that.